So today we are doing a Link to the Past speed run. I do not know when the actual timer starts, but I do start the timer once I have hit enter. We're actually in the game. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get through this lovely talking part with your uncle or grandpa or whatever the hell he is. I don't even remember. But you're gonna get through this talking conversation with him where he's like, I gotta go save the princess. It's my duty. Then we wake up. And he's like, I'm out. Peace. You guys. First thing you do, you always grab the chest in the house. Very important item. So then we head on up to the castle. Now, a couple things to give a little heads up on. I have played the Link to the Past randomizer a lot. So what you'll see throughout this run is me making minor mistakes as far as I'm checking every single chest. There's not a single chest I am not checking outside of the ones that I know for sure are hearts. But other than that, we get our sword, we go through the castle to find Princess Zelda. Take a little damage there. Get our free coin. And continue on our merry way, hunting down this lovely princess of ours. Dude decides he sees us, we're gonna kick his ass with bushes. So then we enter in here, we go looking for the dungeon. Pretty simple, straightforward stuff as far as that's concerned. Keep hunting on. Now, some advice. First run is gonna be a fairly decent long one. Like, it's not gonna be something you get through quickly. I do not know what world record in Link to the Past is, but overall, I think it's like an hour something. If you do plan to get into the speedrunning of Link to the Past, I do not recommend you use the Switch version like we are here. The reason for that being is the Switch version of Link to the Past has a lot of the tricks that you can do in-game patched out of it. So you're stuck going through it rather boringly. There's no real amount of jumping around or anything that you can do. It's a pretty linear movement outside of your own choices to go pick certain items or things up beforehand. Because all items are in the world beforehand, you don't have to worry there as far as items go. Like, I definitely recommend picking up the bottles if you're a beginner, because those will come in so handy as far as catching fairies and that go. Throw this pot, grab another pot, hit him with it, he dies. Get the key. Now you want to hold up and left to avoid talking to her right away. So you can just grab the chest, then grab her and get the hell out of the castle. You're gonna see a lot of that in this version. The characters are going to ask you, do you understand? So you just want to sit there and spam A as they're talking. So that way you don't end up having to rerun through the dialogue. Now, what the series is about is it's meant to introduce you guys to multiple speedruns, not necessarily the routes that are out there that are new or old or efficient by any means. These runs are meant to solely show you guys a rough estimate of how long it could take you to do a run, depending on the knowledge of the game that you're choosing to run. And I highly recommend that on your first playthrough, you do at least one playthrough of the game normally, kind of more casual like. See whether or not you enjoy the game. If you enjoy the game enough to play it a second time, then do a timer. And then if you really enjoyed that and you want to keep going with the game, start looking up tricks in that. I'm not saying start with the most complicated tricks, but there's definitely plenty of tricks out there that you can do that are pretty simple tricks. And of course, all tricks do take practice. You can't not have practice with them. Or, I guess that's in some instances. Some tricks will require more practice than others. Some you'll get really quickly right off the and then on top of that, I don't even recommend, if you're doing your first run, to even do a timer. Quite frankly, do like 3 or 4 playthroughs before you even implement a timer. Or if you just want to see how you do, by all means, implement that timer, because that timer does matter. So we're just going through the sewer system right now. I almost get my ass kicked by mice because playing on the Switch Pro controller wasn't the easiest thing in my life to do. It had been several months since I had used the Switch controller to play, and it really shows during this run just how bad I am. So I'm gonna ask here, what is your guys' favorite Zelda game? Personally, my favorite is Twilight Princess. I thought that was a really good game on GameCube. And it's probably out of all the games, the one that I spent the most time with growing up. And there was one mission where you had to carry this hot water barrel from from not Death Mountain, but below Death Mountain, and you had to deliver it to Hyrule. I think it was either Hyrule or Kakariko. Been quite a while since I've played that game, and I could never get it across the field without getting screwed up. And that was actually the last mission. I do believe that I was away from 100%ing Twilight Princess, which is a little bit of a bummer, but you know what? Can't beat them all, right? Too much out there to play. So now we're gonna head our way over to the granny, or at least I think it's granny. Could be a villager in disguise, in dress up. Never know. So right there, that's one of those moments where my muscle memory for the randomizer kicked in and I was automatically going to the thieves' house instead of to talk to this lady, which talking to this lady, I could have saved some time because I stepped outside, looked at the map here, went, the X is still here, so did I not get all the dialogue? And go back in? And then I realized, oh no, she just ends up saying the same shit, telling me to go seek the elder of the village, and I take it quite literally, and I'm like, oh, okay, the elder's in the village, not thinking that she's talking about Sarashala, or however you pronounce his name. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I do a little bit of running around, doing a couple errands here in the village, like I would if I was doing the randomizer. We go into the thieves' house, grab this coin out of here, which I've been doing the randomizers for going on 2 years now. So as far as like doing the puzzles, there's no problem on me memorizing the puzzles because I have them memorized. Some of the dark rooms where you would normally need the lamp, I have those rooms memorized as well. Which that too takes practice. Luckily in the base game, without it being a randomizer, you never have to worry about not having a lantern. So I talk to him, get the bottle. Now, while I'm in the village here, I also go around double checking other things. But as you'll see, we forget to grab the net from the boy who's sick in his cottage. Now, the first dungeon, when we get to it, you're not going to see too many mistakes with it. It's a pretty straightforward dungeon. The later dungeons are definitely a lot more complicated when you're trying to go fast and you don't know them. So the map definitely helps there. But I would definitely, as time goes on and you get more and more acquainted with running those dungeons, or what you want to do is create save files on, say, an emulator or something, and just run each individual dungeon, or run a set of dungeons back to back to back until you're so familiar with them you can just go, okay, well, I don't need to grab this box because it's got the compass in it, or I don't need to grab this item. Doing those things will definitely improve your time overall as you get better with controls, movement, and just knowing what your path is. So here I changed my mind and decided I have 31 coin. Let's go see how much it costs for a bomb or something. Oh no, I thought about the old dude in the tavern. Like, those were the people I missed talking, because I knew I couldn't go talk to the blacksmiths. Now you'll see when we go back down south of the village, because here we're gonna go try and get bombs and realize they're 50 rupees. And we can't afford that shit, so we just move on. Go back to heading south. No, we didn't head south, okay. I don't quite remember the whole run. It's been a day or two since I recorded this due to work. So anyways, we do this because I'm guessing I realized, oh, he means the elder over in, as in Sarashala. So I'm like, okay, cool. We'll go do that first dungeon and that, and we'll talk to Sarashala and have a good day. So as we make our way here, I'm not thinking of anything as far as I can remember. I'm just like, okay, we just need to get to him without dying. He goes on about the pendants. We're like, yeah, we can go grab the pendant from the dungeon here, which is called East Palace, by the way. And I'm like, okay, cool. We'll refill up on hearts, go. I immediately leave here, go up here, and take damage as I'm trying to sneak by this lower statue, which is common. To take double hit, though, is not as common. I just got unlucky there. And the sprite decided to be in my way. So we kill him, hoping for a heart. Get a rupee instead. This run, and any regular Link to the Past run, is a little money intensive. Because you need 500 rupees to get the flippers from Zora. There's another 50 coin for that bottle that we got in the first in Kakariko. Also, the game is pretty generous with its coins. I still recommend picking up the pots in here. And as you go, certain areas have mad coin in them to help you out. And I definitely recommend picking those stuff up. There's chests as well that have 300 coin in it. Some people have 300 coin on them, or 100 coin that they'll give you. That'll really help you get to that 500. Now, I would say that's your first goal, is getting your 500 rupees to go get the Zora flippers, which kind of happens more natural than it seems when you're first playing through. As long as you're just remembering to kind of pick up a couple pots here and there. And as we're going through these dungeons, you'll see I do a couple little simple things that most people, when they play the game the first time, they're not aware of being able to do. But my biggest set of mistakes is muscle memory for the randomizer, which is really good if you've gotten to the point with the base game where you just have gotten bored but you want to spice it up. So now we're heading into what would be one of the dark rooms that's easy to maneuver without the lamp, but is a lot easier also with the lamp. Because you just hold right. What's nice as well is when you've got your sword, you can charge your sword up for a spin attack. So you can kind of tap it off of walls and that to know when you need to turn here. And then doors that have key locks on them have that specific sound where you'll know that you've unlocked a door while in the dark. For the regular game, it's not important, but when it comes to if you do decide to do a randomizer of this game one day, it's definitely a good thing to learn. Ooh, kill those guys. like this room here, it's a pain in, more of a pain in the butt than it is in the randomizer. Because in the randomizer, you don't have to kill every enemy in that room. You can just damage boost your way through there and hit the pot. Well, pick up the pot and then damage through a second time to hit the switch. Whereas in this, I'm pretty sure with the low health that you're just not going to be able to damage boost. Also in this game, damage is going to be your friend and your enemy at the same time. Like, it'll help you get past certain enemies without having to deal with them. And then other times, it's just going to end up killing you. Two shots for the red guy. So you go into this one, charge, hit them all. Now you can run up past both of these guys, reset yourself, hit both of them and kill them in one go. I tend to struggle with it. And I struggle with it here just because I was on an unfamiliar, well, I wasn't on a controller that had really tight D-pad, versus what I like to play with, which is a very tight, responsive D-pad. And then pretty much here, you can stand where I was standing to kill most of them, or you can go up top in the right side there and look left and kill them that way. That way you're in line with when they jump up to do the line at the top of the floor. That you can just keep shooting across to be a little quicker there. Okay, now we go back, return to Sarashala, talk to him. I do believe we save and quit after we're done talking to him, because that does save time, considering you're not traveling through several screens to get back across to Kakariko. Oh, I'm testing the boots here, because I've never ran into that wall with boots. That was a good instance where we get a nice little chunk of change. Now we're gonna go to Sanctuary Spawn. I talk to the priest because he heals. Then we leave and head for, we actually go to the forest first to grab the mushroom out of the forest. This way we have it when we go to visit the witch. Now, the only reason you grab the mushroom is to give to the witch, so that way you can get the powder from the witch, and that way you can get half magic from the bat by the blacksmith. And since we don't have the hammer to get into the spot, there's no point in rushing it, but it's just a nice item to grab as you're on your way back to Kakariko. Now, before we go right out, before we exit the forest, we fall down this hole here that's behind this one in the center bush, and we grab a heart piece. Yeah. And that's just to give us that much closer to the heart container. Because even though you can get through this with low health, I don't recommend doing so. Like, down the road, maybe you won't need to, besides the heart containers you get from each of the dungeons. But beginning off, it doesn't hurt anything for you to grab a couple heart containers here and there, just to put yourself in a less chance of dying situation. So now we return, get more coin out of the basement of the thieves' town, or out of the thieves' house. Which also gives us a heart. Then we leave out of here. We go left to the well, where you'll see we place a bomb, we throw it, open a chest, go in the hole. Get the item in there. Collect as much of the loot as we can, because this is essentially, I call it a wishing well with how many rupees are in it. But I don't know if this well actually has a proper name to it. But it's loaded with rupees, so it's a nice grab regardless. Double checking those pots because I couldn't remember if those were hearts or not. And then we go down here. There's this old lady's house right here. We're gonna go sneak past her. We're gonna bomb in here. There's another heart in here that'll allow us to get our 4th heart piece, giving us another heart. Or no, arrow. Okay. Some things are wrong in my thoughts, but that's all right. So we catch him. He's like, "Whoa, you're fast. You'll be able to save the princess. Here, I'm out." So then we go down here to the library. We get the book out of the library. And then I'm not sure if I head to the ice caves or if I head to the desert. I do believe I head straight to the desert from here, since I have everything on me to do the desert. Okay, so this is where I check this house to see whether it's a heart piece or not. The heart piece, I'm like, I don't need it. We can go. I've got 6 hearts. Or no, 5 hearts. So we just proceed on. Flip it over. Go back to the house. Grab our 1 heart. Make sure we're always full. Because for some reason I have a problem when my hearts are low, or I'm missing one. I'm assuming it's just a mental thing with me. But if you feel you can carry on without refilling your hearts when you go to house or something, you're gonna save a little bit of time and be alright. We do the well thing. I believe a heart piece is what's under the water here. Tried to grab the lever, couldn't grab the lever for whatever reason. Yep. Turns out it's a heart piece. Cool. So now we're going to a different elder, which I don't remember what this elder's name is, but he looks like Sarashala as well. So I'm like, okay, cool, we'll put the bomb down. I'm like, that's close enough, right? No, not even close. He's just telling me that we found the book, yay. And that we can get access to the dungeon. Free heart piece. As far as like playing through, I was surprised at how little bombs were actually used throughout the whole run. For me, it was like I think I used less than 12 bombs. In total, including the spots that I bombed for no reason other than to grab a heart piece. Now this dungeon, you come up here, you go left, kill that thing because he's in the way. Kill this little pit thing. Go in the center door here. That top middle pot has a switch in it. Again, this gives you the map of the dungeon. You can essentially skip that room altogether. It doesn't have anything besides the dungeon map in it. Come over here to the left, go in this door, bump that key off of the lantern, and then go to the right, all the way to the far right side. That door there has nothing in it for you. There's no point in going in there. But on the return back out of here, you'll see I go in there to double check to make sure, because I'm uncertain. I never enter that room in the randomizer. The requirements for this room is just to kill all the worm looking things. And then you can go grab the boss key here. And then you just make yourself way back over to the big chest, which is on the far left of the dungeon. As said, I'm checking the room just to see what it's about, because I don't remember what it's about in the regular game. So the chest gives you your first power glove, which is nice. Now we hit the switch, leave this room, and then we go south from here. I think we're gonna actually Pegasus boots our way down because it's all considered one screen. And then here on the left side is where the block you can move to get to the ferries is. I think that's where I realized I didn't grab the net, but at this point we're out too far out from Kakariko to bother picking up the net from the sick boy. But these first two dungeons are pretty straightforward. Like, they're not overly complicated. He's in the bottom left on this floor, and then when you get up to the boss door, it's top right pot that have the key. Another room where you have to kill all the enemies. I'm switching there because I remember that I'm going to need the lantern here in the next room after this. Then I remember, oh yeah, there's a red dude here who's gonna try and cause harm to me if I go to light these lanterns. Also, I don't think they're called lanterns. My mind's just calling them lanterns. So you want to fire, you can either fire arrows or you can hit them with the sword. I try with the arrows for a minute. Abandon that here fairly quickly, I do believe. And just say, screw it. This is way too hard and we're just gonna thwart them. Or I just wasn't getting lucky enough one of the two. Because if it's the right angle, you can get 2 hits on these guys before they go back underground. Also, the hitboxes can be a little funky and cause you some harm, but typically if you've got a fair amount of hearts, it's not too big of a deal until you get into the dungeons in the dark world. Now we go back home. Or no, sanctuary, because we got to go up to the mountain now. So here, when you go through the mountain, you're going to be rescuing an old man. The old man gives you the mirror, which allows you to teleport out of the dark world when you've stepped on a portal that teleports you into the dark world. So you escort the old man through the cave. Normally you can walk straight through this cave to the exit without taking any damage. Every once in a while those bats will choose to go another direction on you and they'll actually hit you. And then the lovely boulders that are always out to kill you. I swear those boulders have homing capability. Because I think every time I return that old man, they just pummel the crap out of me. I have very bad luck with those boulders, so I go in here to reset the boulders so I can actually get away from them before they have a chance to hurt me. I reset them here again because I still thought I could be hit by one while I was climbing the steps here. But luckily that's not the case. So here we drop down for a heart piece and the fairies are in off screen to the right there, as you saw one just pop up off to the side, which will give us a heal and put us back into a better spot. Unfortunately, we have to go back through a small portion of the bouncing rocks. This is where I truly realize I still don't have the net, but yet I have bottles. And so I'm like, well, I can't capture me a fairy yet. So now we're gonna go through the one portal into the dark world for the first time. Immediately come back left. This spot here is the indicator that you're gonna spawn back on top of this cliff. And then you can just proceed into the dungeon. No problems, no questions asked. Boomerang's gonna be your friend here, because you have to go down into the basement. Now the trick coming up in the next basement room is a pretty neat trick. That's also a nice way to just get back to the beginning of the dungeon when you need to get back that far. So this next room, the trick is you put a bomb by the switch, and then you want to stand on the blue block, because what that does is activate your invincibility frames. So you don't have to sit here and keep swinging at these tiles as they come up and start flying at you. They automatically get destroyed as if they're hitting a wall, and you're taking no damage. Which essentially all it does is make a space invader in the floor. Next thing, you light all 4 of these torches after you kill the enemies, or don't kill the enemies, your choice. They ain't really gonna bother you, but they can be annoying and get in your way as you're trying to light all 4 torches. The room thanks you for lighting the torches and gives you back the magic you spent. Now we can head towards the boss. Now, one thing I did struggle with is getting that big chest. I actually ended up killing the boss first because I couldn't remember how to land to get that chest. Just a lousy old compass. love taking damage from these fire guys. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I do. When I'm doing the randomizer. So I fall here, but I fall in the wrong spot, which causes me to trigger them. And that's where it triggered me to the point that I'm like, I don't remember how to get this chest normally. But on top of that, all these speedruns that we're going to be going through are games where I'm practically blind to them. Where it's been so long that since I played through them that I really don't remember them. To just kind of show off what that experience is going to be like of someone who's just picking this game up for the first time and trying to figure out whether or not they're going to want to run it. Now we go to play with the boss. This boss normally knocks me off half a dozen times before I actually get the kill on him. He's probably one of the few bosses in the run where I get heavily frustrated at him. But your best bet is to try and stay behind him as much as possible. Stay away from the ledges because he'll knock you down floors, and then you gotta make your climb all the way back up, and it's no fun. Also, going back through the floors is a big time waste. And then all of a sudden, after I got the pendant, it hit me. I'm like, I remember how to get the big chest now, just by seeing the hole in the floor there, which actually doesn't do anything for you. It was just my brain associating that hole with how to get the chest for some reason. So we make our lovely climb all the way back up to the chest because the chest has our hook shot. I think it has the hook. I'm pretty sure it's got the hook. But we make our way through. No big deal. And then after that, we are on our way back to the castle. Or no, we're heading to the forest after this, I do believe. Because the forest has the sword, and now that we have all three pendants, we can pull the sword out of the stone. Not stone, it's not even a monument. Oh, not a pillar. Oh. I guess it could kind of be out of the pedestal that it's on, or jammed into. Pedestal's probably the best thing to call what it is in. Now we drop down and actually hit it right without getting hurt. Ah, no, Moon Pearl. Why was I thinking Hookshot? Hookshot's in the Dark World. I'd have me to think that was Hookshot. Because you need Moon Pearl to go into the Dark World and keep your normal human form. So we go here. Now we're gonna go make our way to pull that lovely Master Sword out of its hole. Also, down below in the description, there will be a link to join the link to the past Discord, which should be where there's plenty of people who can help guide you through on improving your speedruns of Link to the Past. There's also going to be a link to my Discord where you can hop in, chat with others, and feel free to ask any questions. There will be a link as well to my Twitch channel. As of right now, I will be streaming on Twitch on Wednesdays and Thursdays. I don't have any particular time on when I'm going to start on Wednesdays and Thursdays, or how long the streams will. The stream should go for probably about 6 hours. On Twitch, it'll be whatever game I feel like playing that day. I'm going to try my best to keep the content here on YouTube its own content, and keep the content on Twitch completely separate from the YouTube content. There may be times where there's a crossover or something, but for the most part, they'll be separate entities. So here, this cave here is also a thieves' cave. I think we earned 300 coin off of this cave. Which gives us enough to go get the Zora boots. And then after we're done here, we hit this guy. Yeah, he gives us the 300 rupees. We open the rest of the chest, just for a chance of some extra cash, or a little more cash anyways. And then we head right and up to Ice Cave where the ice rod is. From there, at that point, I do believe we do actually go into Dark World from there. So, but I'm gonna let this play out for a little bit, and then I will be back to provide some more commentary. So now, Hyrule Castle isn't that bad either. Isn't really a whole lot to say. It's pretty much room by room by room. And it's a straight upward climb for the most part. So essentially you could call it a gauntlet of enemies that not every single floor you have to fight them, but you do have to fight a fair amount. Just to get to Agnathem before you can actually before you can actually fight him. Easiest kill in the game. Just as easy as the first ball and chain guy that you come across. Full of health, get on out of there. No need to fight any of these guys, they don't have anything that you would need from them. This room usually you just want to push out of and get out of there as quickly as possible. Sometimes they'll aggro on you, sometimes they won't. Kind of a hit and miss area as far as whether they aggro on you or not before you get out of that little hole. Now to Agnathem, you walk in, you go left immediately. It gives you time to get to that position there. Sometimes a little further up. And then you just go to the top here, slash that center curtain. And then you will begin the fight with Agnathem. I think it's 4 shots from his... 4 return volleys that hit him and he's defeated. It might be 3, but it could also be 5. I don't remember the exact number. I just know it's either 3, 4, or 5. He's a fairly easy fight. The most annoying part about him is his moving around the room like he does. And not knowing whether or not he's actually throwing a orb at you or the attack that turns into a scatter shot. But even then, it's still a fairly easy fight because all you gotta do is sit there and keep swinging your sword. Bam the sword away. And it's an easy go. So that was hit 3 there, I do believe. There'd be one more hit. Nope. So it's 5 hits that I do. If my count was right as far as what I just counted. That was a horrible swing by me that way. Worst swing I think I've ever done. So bang your head against the wall because that attack takes forever. Yeah, 5 hits. And he's gone. And now we get to be in the dark world where we can venture through the dark world. Oh, Srala. Srala. Is telling us now we need to break free the crystal chicks in the world in order to be able to fight Ganon and stop the evil from taking over. The maidens. First one you go to is Palace of Darkness. Which in the Palace of Darkness you'll get the hammer, which will allow you to do the blacksmith quest along with the bat. And so what we're doing here is we're going up to the witch's hut. We're gonna teleport into the world, or into the light world. No, we're going up to the catfish first, okay. So you're going up to the catfish because the catfish has a medallion. He has the Bombos medallion, I do believe. This is our first medallion of the run as well. Which, if I recall right, this medallion's actually useless. No. Nope, that's the one you used to open the swamp. Never mind. I think. That one either opens the swamp or that one opens up Turtle Rock. I screwed up there. I didn't want to do that. Now I gotta swim all the way around. Just to come back to the witch's hut to give her the mushroom and to get the powder. No. Did I buy? I don't know. I might have had already grabbed the powder from the witch, but I don't recall seeing me grab it. So, oh well. We proceed on to Palace of Darkness, where you need 100 coins plus an additional 50 because the monkey charges you. to open the door to Palace of Darkness. Get our hearts back after that lovely fight. But other than that, even this is pretty straightforward. As far as what you need to do. So I'm gonna chime back in. I'm gonna go ahead and chime back in after the Palace of Darkness. There's nothing needs to be really said or spoken outside of watching what happens as I play through the Palace of Darkness. Alright, now that we're about to kill the Palace of Darkness boss, that opens up and reveals to us the location of the other 6 crystals, and we start collecting a few things from there. Like, we go pick up the shovel, use the shovel to get the flute, head back into Keck, get the flute, then from there we just do the dungeon, or do the crystal inside Thieves Town, along with collecting some other things. Decided to go well instead. Right? Yeah, so we go in the well. The well's pretty easy too. There's nothing too much to it. The hardest part about it is the boss, and even on the boss, once you've cleared all the little cloud things that are protecting you, it's pretty much just a dodge his fall, let him bounce around the room, do a spin attack, hit him X amount of times, and then that's it. Alright, now that we're on the boss, for the well, as I said, you just gotta swing these lovely puff clouds until they're dead. He can be a little difficult to land on you, but other than that, he's a pretty straightforward fight too. Now, the boss of this dungeon can be a royal pain in the butt. I recommend having at least one potion or a fairy on you, because it can be hard to dodge his fireball attacks. But with at least one potion, because it's 3 hits, I don't know what the hell to call it, but his clothings fall down, his head pops off, and starts moving around the room. Then his head regrows and his clothes pop back up and he's floating around the room. And it's a rinse and repeat cycle. But as you get that second head floating around the room, you tend to take a lot more damage a lot more easily because it's a lot more of a bullet hell, and is highly, highly, highly recommended that you have some type of healing item, whether it be a potion or a fairy, because the fairy will do heal half your health, and that'll leave you just fine. So the forest boss is probably the most fun of the bosses, just because his whole floor is on a conveyor belt. But definitely another one of those bosses where I highly suggest having blue potions on you, because hitting him's not really going to do anything to him with your sword unless it's an upgraded sword. And the best bet is to use the fire rod. Plain and simple, nothing hard about him besides dodging the spikes that are shifting on the conveyor belt and dodging his 3 hyper voice blasts. But those are gonna be your best bet. Hardest challenges as far as fighting lesser side walls and dodging his hyper voice while dodging the spike blocks. Alright, now that we're in the Ice Palace, this boss, I recommend that you have gotten half magic, so that way you're not consuming your magic bar. I also recommend keeping a blue potion handy, just in case you do somehow manage to run out of magic while fighting the boss. But pretty much, with this boss, it's just throw fire at it. Just burn it. Burn it till it's dead. And that'll be the quick way to kill it. Whereas, if you do happen to run out of magic, and you don't have a magic potion on you, you just have to use your sword, which really takes a really long time. You just have to use your sword, which really takes a long time to do. A lot longer than if you're just able to hit it over and over again with fire. Now for the swamp boss, you want to make sure you have both a couple potions for healing and pretty much a full thing of arrows, because you are going to consume the arrows like mad. And the damage that the swamp boss does, I think it takes like 4 or 5 health per hit from its lightning attack, whereas the mini eyeball is eyeballs only. So it's highly recommended for this dungeon that you have, when going up against the boss, a full thing of arrows and a couple health potions. Typically, I don't buy anything outside of the blue potion, because the blue potion handles magic and it handles health, which going through the swamp dungeon is going to consume both. And I'm actually pretty sure out of all the dungeons, it's the forest dungeon, the swamp dungeon, the ice dungeon, and Turtle Rock that consume both health, magic, pretty much equally as far as needing to use them to get through the dungeon. Now, as far as Turtle Rock's boss is concerned, the most difficult thing to do is dodge the main snake head while you're trying to kill the other two heads, because you have to use the ice rod on the on the red head and the fire rod on the blue head. Now, I recommend going for the blue head first, because the blue head actually puts ice on the floor that remains there for the rest of the fight, whereas the red head only shoots out of flame during the whole battle. But you can go either or depending on which way you feel is more comfortable to you, but definitely carry, at this point, if you haven't used all your blue potions, you want to have at least 3, because Turtle Rock's fight is magic heavy, because not only do you have to use the rod to freeze that whatever head you choose to go after to kill first or second, you're gonna go through magic like it's nothing. Then you have to use your hammer to hit the head. So you're gonna be doing a lot of switching back and forth between the rods and the hammer. And I also recommend taking the shortcut spot at the end of the laser path to give you an easy way back to the boss if you do happen to die. It'll keep you from traveling all the way back through the whole dungeon and make life 10 times easier. Ganon's tower has 20, I think it's 23 chests in it, and you're looking for the boss key, and you're looking for 3 other keys, small keys, to get through to Ganon. That's all you need to get through. Technically still fighting Ganon while he still looks like Agnithim, but after you kill the Agnithim version, you go into the top of the pyramid where Ganon's broken through, and you get to fight Ganon, which is one hell of a fight on its own. Now, the second Agnathem fight is a real pain in the ass, because not only are you doing the same fight you did earlier against Agnathem, but now he's got two shadow copies of himself that are also shooting shots at him. This fight can be quick cycled if you can get multiple shots to hit him, but a good portion when you're first starting out, you're not gonna get as lucky to hit him that many times per round, so it'll take a little longer for you to do, but that's all right. There's no issues with not getting a quick cycle kill. Now, before you get into jumping into the pyramid, you want to go fill all your potions with blue potion after you've gone and gotten the silver arrow. Or go grab the blue potions, get the bomb from your house in the dark world, and then go blow up the whole giant crack in the side of the pyramid. Well, you'll throw in your bow into the water, and that'll make the fat fairy pop up. She'll be like, did you throw this drop this into the water? And you'll be like, yes. She's like, I like that you're honest. I'm going to upgrade your arrows to silver arrows. Now you're able to kill Ganon. From there, the Ganon fight is truly a bitch. I tend to get very angry with the Ganon fight just because I don't see this happen with a lot of other people, but in his third or fourth phase, when he his final phase, which is his fourth phase, his bat that he shoots out towards your direction tends to knock me off of the ledge, and then I have to redo the fight. And it happens about 4 to 5 times, and then I can finally kill Ganon. Because for some reason, anger at Ganon gets to the point that I just no longer care about his bats, and I start I do care about his bats, but I get overly cautious with his bats, and I start slowing down a lot more to make sure that I actually finish that fight. I'm gonna let you all enjoy the rest of this fight. Timer ends right as soon as you enter the room to get the Triforce. I hope you all enjoyed. It was fun. Have a good one. Peace.